For those that are entrepreneurs, I'm sorry, um, you know exactly how it is to be working Saturdays, Sundays, Friday night, etc. So, today was a very productive day. I got a lot of work done, and part of the work that I have scheduled today, it was working on the brand, not just for the U.S. Business Association of E-commerce, but also for the Hispanic Chamber of E-commerce, and a little bit for myself. So I had a uh, conference call today with one person that I respect a lot, and he has built an amazing brand, not just personally, but also uh, for his business. And he was asking me all these questions about, like, Tyler, you need to, like, define yourself. You need to work on your personal brand statement. And then we went through all these different questions. I think the call lasted almost like an hour and a half, and we were going back and forward with different stuff that he was asking me. And I guess we came to the conclusion that my personal brand statement is like, I'm a digital economy evangelist. That's what he said. I kind of like it. I never saw it that way because I don't think about I'm sorry, I don't think about my brand like with a tagline, and I guess it was a mistake. But he said, like, yeah, Tyler, you are a digital economy evangelist. And basically it's someone that has passion for the internet economy, the digital economy, and that's something that I've been doing since 2008. So I realized that I'm actually someone that is very passionate about the economic empowerment of small businesses through the use of the internet as a business tool. And I kind of like the tagline that, not tagline, but like the personal brand statement that he created for me. And then we went through some uh, steps that he said that are important to consider when you're working on your personal brand statement. And the first one that he said is that your brand, whether it is personal or professional, is an extension of everything that you do, right? So for me, when I started the Hispanic Chamber of E-commerce, and especially because of the struggles that we challenge, or we faced in the beginning, it was very important for me to communicate to the market that the Hispanic Chamber of E-commerce was a legit organization, because in San Diego we were kind of like being challenged by the Chamber of Commerce that was in the market for, well, when we launched, for over 20 years, right? So it was very important for me that all the work that we did through the Hispanic Chamber of E-commerce at that time will represent, or will help to build trust, credibility in the marketplace. So that's why when we hosted the first business expo organized by the Hispanic Chamber of E-commerce, I went to the convention center. We were super professional in everything that we did, because I wanted the market to understand that we were legit and that we were in for the long run. So my recommendation to you is, like, if you are working right now, I mean, if you're a business or if you are planning to start a business, it's extremely important that you put the right time, the effort, the resources to build a brand that is going to help to build trust and to connect with your target audience. So that's the number one tip that my advisor gave me today. The second one is that you have to be extremely proud of everything that you sell, and extremely proud of the work that you are doing through your business. Because if you don't stand behind your work like that, and I'm going to go into another point later today, but I mean, later. later on this video, which is like making money. Like if you make money your priority, things are not going to work out. But let me go back. So if you are proud about what you sell, if you stand behind your product or your service, you are going to do well sooner than later. In my professional lifetime, there was one occasion where I was given a service that I needed to sell, and I didn't believe in the service, so I didn't put a lot of effort in selling it because I didn't believe in it, and I didn't want to get burned because of what I was selling. And of course, that it affect my finances at that time, but I wasn't planning on selling something that I didn't believe that it was a good thing for the people that we were trying to sell it to. So in your business, you have to be very proud of what you sell, whether it's a product or service, and you're gonna do really well sooner than later. The third point that we touched today is like you have to help to satisfy a need or solve a problem with the product or service that you're trying to sell. Because when you do that, it's going to be a really good metric for you to see that that service or product that you're selling is good. So for example, when I launched the Hispanic Chamber of E-commerce, and a lot of people were criticizing the concept and criticizing us because we were competing against the local Hispanic chamber that from my perspective at that time, they were not doing a good job. And that's why I put together this concept and I launched it. The one thing that was helping me to understand, or I'm sorry, to measure the success of our work, it was based on the results that we were getting from our work. So I started to notice that a lot of the businesses that were joining us, they were selling more, making new contacts, having access to new opportunities. So I started measuring different metrics when we launched the Hispanic Chamber of E-commerce back in 2008. And the first 2 years, they were very challenging, but because of the metrics that I was measuring, I was motivated to keep doing what I was doing. And until now, 12 years later, the Hispanic Chamber of E-commerce continued to grow, is doing a really good job in the community. And because of that knowledge and experience that we gathered over all those years with the Hispanic Chamber of E-commerce, now we came up with this bigger concept that is going to help out more people, and that's through the U.S. Business Association of E-commerce that we launched 4 months ago. So that was number 3. Number 4, make sure that money is not the priority. Oftentimes, I have talked to some entrepreneurs where they said, like, you know what, Tyler, I just want to make a lot of money and I want to be rich and blah, blah, blah. But you can tell that they don't have that passion in what they're selling, or they don't have that passion in what they're doing. So when you don't have the passion for what you do, and this is going to lead me into the point number 5 that I talked to my mentor today, is that don't make money your priority. Because when you make money your priority, sooner than later things are not going to work out, are not going to go the right way. But when you have a product or service that you're so passionate about it, and you know that is satisfying a need or helping to solve a problem to your target audience or your target market, you are going to do well sooner than later. You just have to be patient, right? Nothing happens overnight, especially when you are working on a project that is like the Hispanic Chamber of E-commerce or the U.S. Business Association of E-commerce, which is very inclusive and socially driven, if I can put it that way. I mean, what we do is to try to help as many people as we can, and we're using a tool called the internet. So anyone that is an entrepreneur that doesn't understand how to use the internet as a business tool, that's where we are. That's why we do what we do, because we're trying to connect those two to help to narrow the digital divide that still exists in our country, in the small business community. So we want to narrow that digital divide and contribute to the economic empowerment of the small business community to digital entrepreneurship. And that's what we're working for. And I'm extremely passionate about everything that I read, everything that I study, everything that I do is just to try to come up with ideas that can positively impact the business community through our platform and through the strategic partners that we're bringing to this business ecosystem that we're building. And that leads me into point number 5, which is passion will help you to build a strong brand. I know it's like a little cliche, but the idea here is when you put so much time and effort into what you do and you are so passionate about what you do, sooner than later someone will recognize it, either the people that you're trying to serve or someone else. Like what I do, like for me, it's a lot for the people that cares and loves me and understand what I'm doing. I just want to leave a legacy. And that legacy, as long as it is recognized by the closest people to my life, that's going to be enough, right? I'm not trying to get like worldwide recognition or anything like that. I just want to feel like I'm doing good for, the entrepreneurship community, the business community that we're trying to help. And when I get, text messages or calls, emails, like saying, Tyler, thank you so much for everything that you did. You're helping me out, etc. That's the type of recognition that I need to keep motivated and to keep this like passion that I have uh, on fire, right? So today was a good day because as I started to, or I'm starting to like not restructure, but I should say like fine tune my personal brand as well as the branding of the organizations that I represent, the U.S. Business Association of E-commerce and the Hispanic Chamber of E-commerce. I want to make sure that when people, new folks, because right now we are touching, I just realized, running metrics in terms of like our social media profiles, newsletter, website, etc. I just realized that in the last 8-9 weeks, we are touching more people than the one that we were in contact before. So with that, it comes a bigger responsibility, and it is important that the new folks, the new entrepreneurs, the new business owners that are learning about the work that we're doing, that they have a very clear idea of what they can get from us, and they know exactly what our values are and how we operate, how we run our business, etc. I know that this is not a concept that is going to be a fit for all, and that's not the idea. But at least I want to make sure that those that give us the opportunity to serve them, they get what they are expecting from our work. And at the same time, I want to make sure that what we're working on, it adds value to your business, it adds value to your person, with the connections and all the resources that we have available. So that's what I'm working for, and that's why I'm so passionate about what I do. And that's why it's been 12 years, since we started this journey. And I can still see myself doing what I'm doing for a few more years because I still have the passion for what I do. And I guess I'm just going to start talking about the new brand, our personal brand statement that my mentor gave me today, the digital economy evangelist, which I'm completely fine with it because I love everything that has to do with internet and everything that has to do with digital entrepreneurship. And that's what we're going to be working for. And we're going to keep pushing hard. And guys, that every time that I jump into these lives or I have the opportunity to participate on interviews or whatever, I always talk about the importance of having a strong online presence because it's going to help your business, it's going to help your community, it is going to help your economy, and it's going to help our country. So that's why it's so important that what you do at the micro level, it has a positive impact at the macro level. And that's why you need to understand that every step that you take to make your business more profitable, having a stronger impact in the community that you serve or the target market that you serve, you are contributing, to the economic empowerment of our country. And that's extremely important because at the end of the day, we're leaders worldwide, and we need to keep that level high. We're not leaders yet at e-commerce, but I think we can get there. And we can accomplish that by getting more small businesses very actively in the digital economy. We have over 30 million small businesses in our country. So if we get 80, 90, 100% of them with websites, social media presence, selling their products and services online, we're going to do really well. So I leave you with this thought today. And I hope that you guys work on your personal brand statement. It is important, no matter if you are a professional or if you are a business owner, work on it. I'm very grateful for the conversation that I had today with my mentor. It just helped to put a lot of thoughts together. They were all over the place, and it's always good. So that's another advice that I wanna give you guys is like find people that you have respect for them and people that you trust on, so you can run some ideas and they can help you become a better person, become a better business owner, and little by little, you start growing internally, and that growth is going to be reflected in your business, it's going to be reflected in your brand, and it's going to be reflected in everything that you touch in your little environment that you are part of. So thank you very much for watching. Have a nice weekend. I'm excited because tomorrow is Sunday football, and I'm a big Texans fan. We're not doing that well, but I'm just happy that we just had our bye week. So tomorrow I'll be watching some football. So thank you very much for watching. Have a nice weekend and work on your personal brand statement and work on your digital marketing strategy. Take care. Bye bye.